Hey everyone. So people kept asking for a farming guide with Tiana instead of Karten. So here we are. This is the team that I've been running for the last, well, 1.5 days pretty much. And it comfortably defeats the boss on turn 3. We have 0 mods. Now, I do want to mention this is an expensive build. Whenever you build Tiana for LB finishing, this is going to be very expensive with double Yuna as TMR. I will just put this out right in front of you, so don't think that you can easily copy this strat, because going for turn 3 means, even on 0 mods, means that you do have to have a lot of resistances. I think the boss, if you don't damage the boss on turn 2 or 3, whenever you want to push the mitigation off of it, it imperils your whole team by 150 to light, water, and ice, meaning everyone on the team needs 250 after a buff. But to counter that, I am using Elena for this, and also maybe people don't have Maeve, for example, so yeah, and this makes things a bit easier. So let's check out the gearing. A lot of things will look very familiar to you. My Lara is still sealing, so she has a wind weapon equipped, she has a lightning weapon equipped, she will imbue herself with fire on turn 1, that's 3 out of 5 elements covered. And the last of it is basically just resistance. Again, this isn't cheap by any means. I'm using Icy Passion, Beach Girls, and Duty to the World, and Shining Guardian of Hope for STMRs quite a lot of times. I think I'm using all 4 Duty to the World, I'm using all 4 Beach Girls, and I'm using 4 Icy Passions and 3 Shining Guardian of Hope. So this isn't easy at all, and not even cheap. And her own vision card. Brave Shift, pure damage, as is expected. So she does good damage. 125 aquatic, 250 plant. Looking decent. Next up, Bulwark. He's just here for morale fill, honestly. Nothing too fancy, as you can see. Oh, I forgot the vision card on him. Let's fix that real quick. And look up the correct one for ages, because this one is pure cancer. Oh, wasn't that hard. So there we go. So Bulwark has 150, 165. A little bit low on light, but alas, he has way more light than necessary in the Brave Shift, and that's the form that we will be using on turn 2 and turn 3 where it matters. So this is the gearing for the Brave Shift. Looking good. Don't sweat it if you don't have Dragon's Brush, you don't really need this, it's just for safety measures. He will fill, or they will fill the LB gauge comfortably on turn 1 and 2 when you need it. Alright, Elena, base form, I just get her for whatever damage. She's not really here for damage, just chipping in, 75 plant, 0 aquatic. She doesn't matter. She uses a resistance card, a new journey, and the Brave Shift is geared towards entirely passive provoke and lots of resistances, as you can see. So before buffs, she has 250 ice, 200 water, 360 light, way too much, but better safe than sorry, right? So you can slack a bit on her gearing, definitely. We are also getting her 100% all element buff, so that is way over the top. Yeah, these are abilities, etc. Tresnik, I gave her Should Use Vision card. It makes things a lot easier, because that one does 20% all resistances. If you don't have it, a new journey, perfectly serviceable. It gets the job done. I haven't ever used a Should Use Vision card, and I found this to be a good application case, so I'm kind of happy to use that vision card, but I understand it is time limited. So if you want to substitute for it, use a new journey. That would be the 3rd copy, but I guess everyone sits on billions of those as well. We're never using the base form, by the way, so I can skip this. So we're starting in Brave Shift and we stay in Brave Shift. Double conductors, lots of resistances. And yeah, he comfortably gears for all of that. Alright, next up is Sky. No weapon, I don't need it. a lot of resistances, Oren's vision card, so she's got the necessary stuff. Brave Shift doesn't matter, she only Brave Shifts on the very last turn. So yeah, that's a gearing. Indestructible Light, and she is at 125 aquatic, 125 plant, 300 LB. And lastly, Tiana, base form, just auto buffing resistances, using her own card. She has exactly 150 to iced, that is what you need basically after buffs. Before buffs, 250 is what we actually need, so that's perfect. And the Brave Shift, it is the same expensive build I used in my capping video. So yeah, don't sweat it though, by the way. If your damage, or if you don't have double Una STMR, you will still defeat and cap this boss. It's kind of diverty. STMR is kind of easy to get with the Clash rewards, so yeah. Let's go and do this in 3 turns. I originally intended to do this in 4 turns, but I found out by turn 3 I am guaranteed at 200% morale, because this team is built around getting to morale quickly, or getting to 200 morale quickly, and you will see how much morale is flying in this comp. It's actually crazy. But first things first, Merc on Sky, Explosive Shot, Hot Shot on Lara, thus we already sealed the boss. Kresnik is going to Stimulant, Tiana is going to Trouble Brewing, Rainbow Color, Revitalizing Brew, and Earthy Brown Concussion for Elena. Elena is going to Crystal Refrag and Beloved. And Bulwark is going to Chirrup and Kupo Clang. I don't really know if... Actually, let me just try for this video. I will do 2 runs just to showcase how to do this multiple times in a row. So usually I would use Kupo Clang. I just want to see if Elena survives. I think she should survive, just because she has a Guts card. I just want to make sure that she actually does, even without Guts. So let's see, does she survive the physical attack? Actually, yeah, that's nice. That is really nice. So we don't even need Kupo. Well, technically I still do need Kupo Clang. Or no, I don't. I actually don't. But anyway, let's do another round of Stimulant. Sky is just going to do Sharp Spear Focus for the Imperil. Spear Imperil. Lara does Keen Instincts. We don't want to hit the boss with any elemental damage. Tiana buffs or amps up all her elements for the next turn. Bulwark is going to Brave Shift. And will triple Hurricane, Chirrup, and Oro Blanco. Make sure to use Bulwark after Sky, or else Sky gets imbued with Wind, does deal elemental damage. You don't want that to happen, or else you'll have to wait another turn. And Elena does Beloved and Legendary, and thus we are at 200% morale. So now, because we didn't deal any damage to the boss, it does the Suspicious Seeds, etc, etc. We are imperiled, full imperil 150%, but who cares? So let's see. Oh yeah, no damage at all whatsoever. Perfect. Alright, so let's do our morale buff. Lara Brave Shifts. So the boss has 1.1 billion health. I did this on a test run a few minutes ago, and I did like 1.2 billion, but I forgot about Sky's weapon imperil beforehand, so yeah. This time it's going to be higher damage, because Sky has her imperil up. Okay. Before you do damage though, we need to do one thing with Kresnik, and that is Arcane Supplement. Arcane Supplement is a 150% or 150% LB boost. Sadly, Tiana has none of herself, so Arcane Supplement. Thus, I'm just gonna put this out right now. Kresnik makes this a lot easier. If you can fit in Yoshikiri. Yoshikiri is also great because he does a 300% buff, but I believe he needs his limit burst for that on turn 3 ready. Could be tricky, but if you can manage to pull it off, that's great. And Fat Jacobo will do Mascophony 3 times. And as per usual, we will start this off with Tiana, waiting for her to get ready. Alright, let's send the DPS, let's send Sky. There was our girl, she did the trick. 570 million, decent damage. Yeah, we overcapped by 328 million, but again, my gear is pretty strong. Yours might not be, but let's check the damage breakdown to see who did what kind of damage. So, Lara, surprisingly, the weakest link, but keep in mind, Lara has 2 imbues, wind and fire, so that's expected. Tiana, comfortably sitting at ranked 1, so safe to say, if your Tiana isn't as strong, it's going to be fine. As you can see, Lara and Sky did more than 50% on their own, and as long as your Tiana constantly deals more than 400 million, you'll be good. Now, the better you gear your Elena or Bulwark, for example, the more damage you can shave off. Elena doing 50 million is kind of surprising, honestly. So, yeah, she chipped in some damage as well. Alright. And that is a pretty easy farming strat for this, I'd say. Now, what am I aiming for? Probably either 4 tickets or 2 tickets plus double Lapis or Lapin. But truth be told, I don't value Lapis as highly anymore. I do have 180k-ish or something, so I'm probably gonna go for 4 tickets. On-banner tickets, that is, so yeah. Alright, let's repeat this just to show that this is entirely possible. Now, if you are too lazy to actually score on this, what you can do actually is just increase the boss's attack and magic, for example. That's totally possible. You could do this for a higher score. I'm not going to because whatever. But if you're going to do the attack and magic modifier, you kind of have to use Kupo Clang. Now I'm going to show you it doesn't even matter whether you use Kupo Clang or not. I just did a no Kupo Clang run. So now I will use Kupo Clang. And we started at, we got to 149 morale on this last attempt, so let's see where we end up this time. So Merc and Hotshot plus the imbue, let's do this. Trouble Brewing, Rainbow, Revitalizing, Brown, Elena. I'm speeding through this because I just showed how to do it just now. Crystal, Beloved. Let's wait for auto buffing. Bulwarks, I'm faster than the game right now. That's also funny. So Bulwark used Kupo Clang just now. Kresnik is going to Stimulant. Well, let's see where we end up. It's probably, yeah, same value, 149. So in terms of morale gain, it doesn't matter whether you use Kupo Clang or Mugli Mixtape. Both unlock the triple casting. The only difference is that Elena, the hit that Elena gets is significantly lower. Like, she was at 4k before, now she's at 12k almost, so that doesn't matter. So Legendary Beloved, Keen Instincts, Triple Sharp Spear and Brisk, Tiana Quintuples, exactly, all her amps. There we go. Bulwark Shift, Hurricane Chirrup and Killers. And we'll do Arcane Stimulant, and thus entirely filling the morale gauge. There we go. Yep. Easy. Let's buff attack, let's shift. Sky shifts and flurries. Tiana can't yet, still auto casting. Oops, I did not mean to shift back Bulwark. So triple Mascophony. Tiana shifts. By the way, I'm super happy that Tiana is apparently, we'll know in a month from now, but we got news of the next Clash boss, and it looks like the next Clash boss is going to be weak to Fire, Fire, Water, Light, 2 out of the 5 elements that Tiana uses, so that's cool, that's good news. That's very good news for Tiana chaining abilities, so we might actually use her again next month. Okay, let's send in Tiana, everyone's ready here, yep. Let's wait for her. Come on. Send DPS. Oops, I forgot Sky. But it's fine. There we go. That was a lot closer, I think. Yeah, that was a lot closer. So yeah, as you can see, variance does play a huge role here. Maybe I forgot about something? Not quite sure. I think... yeah, something about Sky wasn't right. Was I think I did not Brave Shift Sky. Is that probably it? Or did I Brave Shift Sky? I don't know. Something was iffy about Sky there. I'll have to check my recording. But anyway, as you can see, even if you mess up with Sky, apparently, it just works. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful. Happy hunting, happy farming, whatever you're farming, whether it's Transcension Pearls, tickets, or the Lapin. It's all worth it. I think I actually base LB'd with Sky, which is a huge blunder. So, not the best showcase, but I guess you know what it entails. With Sky, this would have been, when she dealt, if she would have dealt 400 million again, yeah, we would have been at 1.5 billion, so all fair game. This should be a very easy, quote unquote, I know the gearing is extreme in this, but it should be a decent farming strat. So thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.